They say wealth and poverty are inherited. Children from wealthy families are likely to grow up wealthy, while children from poor families are likely to remain in poverty. Given the different starting points, isn't it natural? That can be true, but not always. There's more important factor, mindset. Being poor is scary not just because of the lack of money, but also because bad mindsets get passed down to the next generation. Wealthy people teach their children good mindsets, while those struggling with money pass on their mindsets of poor. This makes the gap bigger and bigger over time. But let's think about this. It means if we change our mindset, we can break that cycle. Many people have grown up poor and turned their lives around by using their past as motivation. If you come from nothing, isn't this your only option anyways? What I mean is, having a rich mindset is something that we all can try to develop. Sometimes it's more important to remove bad mindsets than to create good ones. So what are these poor mindsets and how can we change them? Let's talk about why poor people stay poor. First, poor people care too much about what other people think. All wealthy people are investors, but not all investors are wealthy. Poor people are bad at investing because they care too much about what other people say. When they invest in stocks, they often lack solid investment principles and get swayed by others. I'm not saying to completely ignore others. While listening to advice can be wise, it's important to ask, who is giving that advice? Investors can pick up signals from others who are playing a completely different game. For example, let's say Nvidia stock is at $150. Is that cheap or expensive? I think it's cheap. It might drop in the short term, but I believe the AI industry is only going to grow in the next 10 years. But here is where it gets tricky. From a long-term investor's point of view, it seems cheap. But a day trader looking for quick profits might think it's expensive or believe there are better options if they think it's going to drop today. Long-term investors and day traders are playing entirely different games. They have different perspectives on the same stock. When someone needs quick returns and listens to others saying a company will be great in the next 10 years and decides to invest heavily in it, it's not logical. If you are influenced by those playing a different game, you won't find success in investing or in building wealth in general. Wealthy people know exactly what game they are in and seek out information that helps them win. They don't get rattled by stock experts on YouTube talking about short-term charts. If you plan to hold onto an investment for 10 years, those little price swings today don't matter. This applies to life too. In a workplace, some people want to move up while others are looking to switch jobs. If those wanting to switch jobs slack off while those wanting to climb the corporate ladder also slack off, it does not make sense. It's crazy to want to be successful and wealthy while living like Instagram influencers, overspending and traveling all the time. If you follow people with different goals, you will never win. What game are you playing? The key with accumulation of money is not getting swayed by others. Put in the effort to figure out what game you're playing. You'll be surprised by how few people actually do this. Second, poor people refuse to pay the price. They often avoid making the necessary sacrifices. Regardless of what we buy, we need to pay a fair price, right? If you buy a house, you have to pay the mortgage. If you go on a vacation, you have to cover accommodation and food costs. If you buy anything, you need to pay. The more you desire, the greater the price you must pay. However, while they accept the cost of buying goods, poor people often refuse to pay the price for becoming wealthy. The price of becoming wealthy includes enduring market volatility and uncertainty, the fear felt along the way, regret from poor investments, and the effort and discipline needed to study investing and gather funds. A lot of poor people don't like risks and don't want to put in the effort. So they avoid investing and avoid trying anything. They just hope things will get better someday without doing anything. Or they jump into quick investment based on what other people say without proper research. In result, they end up losing money. Trying to get something without paying for it is like stealing. Wanting a better life without putting in the effort is the same. The main difference between the rich and the poor is that the rich are willing to pay for wealth, while the poor often want something for nothing. In investing, market ups and downs are usually just costs, not punishments. You won't get market returns for free. Everything comes at a price. If you want something, be ready to pay for it. This mindset is what wealthy people have. Ironically, the wealthy who already have money spend more time learning and investing than those who don't have money. If you want to close the wealth gap faster, you need to be willing to invest more time and effort. This isn't just about investing. It can be applied to life as well. If a friend wants to get healthy but eats takeout every day and watches YouTube all the time, you'd probably tell him or her to eat healthier and go to the gym, right? That's the price for good health. If you want to get smarter and change your life, what should you do? Read books and try something new. Nothing in life is free. If you want something, you must pay the right price. Do you want financial freedom? It costs more than anything because financial freedom is so expensive that only few people in the world actually have it. You need to learn about investing and be ready to deal with the stress and uncertainty that comes with it. If you want success, give up some free time to read or put in the effort to reach your goals. If life isn't going your way, it might be because you aren't willing to pay the price. Third, poor people are greedy. The poor are often greedier than the wealthy. Here, greed refers to the desire to look wealthy. Truly wealthy people don't need to look rich. Warren Buffett has lived in the same house for over 60 years, and as of 2020, it was worth about $700,000. Can anyone honestly say that just because Warren Buffett lives in a modest home, he isn't wealthy? Truly wealthy people don't need to force themselves to buy expensive homes, cars, or luxury bags just to look rich. Luxury items don't indicate who is truly wealthy, they only reflect who has spent money. Someone driving a $100,000 car might seem rich, but the only thing we know about their wealth is that they are now $100,000 poorer than before. We tend to judge wealth based on what we see because that's what's in front of us. We can't see others' financial status, so we rely on superficial signs to gauge success. The luxury items we associate with wealth can actually hold us back from becoming wealthy. The wealthy become wealthy because they do not waste money on things that only makes them look rich. The path to true wealth lies in spending the money you have wisely and not spending money you don't have. It's quite simple. If you can't control your spending, throw away your credit card. Credit cards are designed to provoke your desire to spend. No matter how much you earn, the key to becoming wealthy is saving and investing wisely without spending unnecessarily. Remember, spending happens after you've accumulated wealth, not before nor along the way. Poor people often lose their chance to be rich because they try to look wealthy before they actually are. If you genuinely want to be wealthy, there is only one thing to do. Let go of the desire to show off and stop spending. Plus, many poor people try to change their whole lives at once. They think one big investment will turn everything around. Sure, taking risks is an essential part of getting rich. But poor people either shy away from all risks or take on too much hoping for a big turnaround. However, the risks that wealthy people take are not like that. To make significant money, you have to take risks. But if those risks could lead to losing everything that matters to you, then those risks are not worth taking. When playing Russian roulette, the odds may seem in your favor, but the negative consequences of a bad outcome are not worth the potential gains. This video is about money, but many things in life are more important than money. A loving family, friends, happiness, and freedom. Taking risks that could jeopardize these precious aspects of life is simply reckless. The reason poor people become poorer is that they gamble with things that truly matter in hopes of making money. Once they fail, they cannot recover. Wealthy people do take risks, but only within a range that doesn't jeopardize their psychological stability, family happiness, or personal freedom. This way, they can invest long-term and harness the magic of compounding. This is a true risk-taking. You need to let go of greed. Wanting to look rich and chasing quick gains are mindsets of the poor. Remember these 3 mindsets if you want to be wealthy. Number 1. Understand what game you are playing. Are you into value investing or day trading? Do you want to be an engineer or an entrepreneur? Do you want to climb up the corporate ladder or you want to switch your job? Get clear on what you want. If you follow and listen to those playing a different game, you will be putting your time and efforts into the wrong things. Number 2, be ready to pay the price. The stress, effort, work, discipline, and late night struggles. These are the prices you must pay to be successful. Number 3, avoid greed. The only way to wealth is not waste money. Let go of the desire for things that only make you look rich, and don't risk what truly matters in life. If you want to be wealthy, you need to check your mindsets first. Do you have the mindsets of the wealthy or the poor? Wealth and poverty can be inherited, but it's the mindset, not the amount of money, that really determines your future. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like for more contents like this.